Welcome. In this video, I will be discussing another strange case which occurred with a different YouTuber. They go by the name of MacADventures. Father and son that would explore and travel around on bikes. But in recent time, when exploring the likes of Area 51 and the surroundings of the Nevada desert, something strange happened to them in which they just disappeared, just like that. In recent time though, at least one of the individuals made a re-emergence and a video explanation. The strangest thing about it though is the person's body language, eye contact, and some of the stuff they say. It doesn't quite add up. I'm basing it from what other people have said and pointed out. I'm going to do an overall analysis pointing the stuff out because it does seem very odd, and it seems like someone's done something to them internally. So join me as I show you what I mean. So these are the last few videos that were uploaded before they disappeared. One of their most popular and last videos they did was in fact Area 51 related, when they got held at gunpoint. Now they themselves claimed they weren't doing Area 51 all the time. Their main focus was just travelling around on bikes. But because their channel blew up, because of covering a bit of Area 51, they started focusing on it. However, because they liked pushing boundaries and maybe having a bit of a laugh, at times they did cross the line. They did step over the barrier in which you're not supposed to. And for example, in one of the clips, this sign shows the consequences. So the photo itself was a screenshot from one of MacADventures' videos in which they did step over the line and take pictures at one of the Area 51 entrances. The sign itself and the punishment could conclude what actually happened to them and why they disappeared. The fact that they were fined and they did spend time in jail. Now, to reinforce that claim, I think a user on Instagram received a reply from one of the channel's users, which I believe was the son, saying spent 6 months and then 3 letters, basically meaning a jail. So that explains why they weren't around. But there's still quite a big difference between the time dates. The latest video that was uploaded in 2019 was an explanation. Now this is the odd bit, and from what other people have commented on, people have said they don't seem like the same person. Something's happened to them mentally. Their mind, their attitude, their body language has all changed. Something isn't right. People are saying there's foul play. People linking on from the fact that they were sent to jail, that maybe they were interrogated, threatened, silenced, stuff taken away from them, possessions, recordings, stuff they owned. And that's why they've not done really any more videos, and why the individual in which I'm going to show clips of in a minute seems quite, anxious, very wary, looking around constantly. So one of the key lines which the user says in the explanation video is at the timestamp of 11 minutes. They're commenting on their opinion of the Area 51 raid, which was supposedly going to happen at the time or so. The user themselves said, basically, it's a stupid idea going to Area 51. There's not much there. There's nothing special about it. Now that seems a big contradiction to their original attitude in the past, because you saw them, they were quite lively, they seemed to be excited in a way, they laughed, they joked. Even if they did get in trouble maybe or got told off, they seemed quite casual about it, and they weren't complaining then. So what's happened since? So I'm going to show you that clip now.
Something, but also, like, if there were actually people planning to do something, anything past the gate, like, that's just dumb. Like, I never really understood that. And, like, I don't really understand this whole raid Area 51 thing, you know, whether my or any of the videos that are out there in the world on Area 51 got, you know, that dude to want to do a raid or whatever. Like, who cares? You know, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, who cares what's back there, you know? Like, it's a military, it's like going to Camp Pendleton and, like, saying, let's go raid Camp Pendleton, you know? Like, it's just a military base, and, like, I'm sure that they have, like, testing for, like, equipment and, like, whatever. Like, cool, you know? Like, that's cool, but, like, why? Maybe because it's out in the middle of nowhere, and there's, like, a lot of, you know, science fiction and, like, movies about it. I don't know, like, this...
So as you could see in that first clip, if you was looking at the eye movement and eye contact, when they were talking specifically about Area 51 and what's truly inside of it, they did seem a bit fidgety, the way they kept looking around, the eye movement, as if they felt like they were being watched. In fact, like, they felt like they had to say the correct thing, because if they didn't, then there'd be more trouble. That was one of the theories people brought up. That so another key detail alongside the uneasy body language and eye contact is the language used within the stream. So a key line which is repeatedly used is, I don't know, I don't know. That's the line that's used. Now, you would have seen that in that first clip just shown before. Now, he says it a lot more times in the stream when answering questions and when talking about other stuff. Now, the way I say it, my idea on it is, when someone uses I don't know excessively, they don't truly know what they're really talking about. They're not quite confident in what they're saying. And if not that, they're not entirely with it. They're not meaning what they're saying. They're just going along with it. So that could imply that maybe internalization hasn't taken place, but compliance has. So they might be thinking something completely different in their mind, but they're not allowed to say it because of certain reasons, whether it's to do with government, police, not being allowed to say stuff, being silenced. So they've got to show compliance and kind of write whatever is off. Now, linking on to two more key details within that live stream was the fact the Sun mentioned they had to sell their personal loved possessions like the bikes, and also the fact that all their footage on that one hard drive became corrupted and just disappeared. Now, those key details do stand out because it is very odd. A channel that was somewhat dedicated to travelling on bikes, having fun, and then just sell them just like that. How can someone lose the motivation that hard? Normally, when someone's really into something and passionate, and then suddenly they stop completely and get rid of everything they have, something is up. And in this situation, it could be down to the fact of when they were sent to jail. Maybe after that they didn't feel as motivated. Or a key one is maybe their items were seized, taken away, to ensure and make sure they would not go back out there, because one, they don't have the equipment anymore, or the funds probably buy them back, and two, they don't want to face the consequences again. So it's almost like scaremongering, putting them off doing what they like doing, basically. Now, in terms of the hard drive, in my opinion, it is very odd how it just becomes corrupted and you take it out, plug it back in, and it's just completely gone. Maybe You know, technology isn't always great. It can be pretty crap at times and really unreliable. But maybe it was a cover-up story from the actual truth in which that was seized as well, or their footage. But then again, I highly doubt so, just because their channel is still up and some of their key videos, as well as the camo dude one in which you see the camo guy's faces, that video is still up. If all that was taken down, then it would be more suspicious. Now finally, another key line at the 12-minute mark is when the actual person in the live stream starts saying, I'm not into it anymore, in terms of the exploring with Area 51 and stuff. They seem like a completely different person from what they used to be and what they used to do. So I'll show you the clip now.
I don't really want to get into that because my opinion on that kind of stuff doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything. And I'm not trying to talk bad on it or anything. Like, I don't, you know, I'm so far removed from it, you know.
When you add the pieces together, their odd body language, the way they keep looking around as if they feel like they're being watched, the fact that they don't seem quite comfortable and they might not mean what they actually say, you know, it just seems very suspicious. And, you know, they don't seem like how they used to be. You know, they used to explore, mess around, laugh, but with consequences and supposedly bad stuff happening to them. It might have changed their mindset, their attitude, or someone else did it to them. All in all, this is just an analysis. It's not like facts or anything like that. And it's also just basing it off and summing up what other people have said as well. So, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.